पॉलिसी बाजार पर 1 करोड़ रुपए का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस केवल 450 रुपए महीने से शुरू। वाव!
China's viral COVID surge beats estimates, reports state hospitals, crematoriums overwhelmed. The Economist says deaths could cross 1.5 million. India orders genome sequencing of new COVID cases. From Rafales to all-weather tunnel, India fortifies. Arunachal border new flashpoint, India responds. India builds up defence infrastructure for troops. New Rafales to be bought by Eastern Air Command. Did even a dog die in BJP's houses was the controversial comment of Congress President Kharge during a rally in Rajasthan. Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi sacrificed their lives for India, he claimed. Government has demanded an apology amid ruckus in the Parliament. Congress has refused. Safeguarding biodiversity, major agreements signed. Nations agree to raise protected land marine area. Prime Minister Modi, government ministers now to get grey ticks on Twitter. Gold tick for corporates, blue for individuals. No news from Musk on quitting after Twitter poll. Overburdened crematoriums, hospitals overflowing with patients and pharmaceuticals running out of medicines. Some health experts have estimated that 60% of the Chinese population could become infected in the next few months and more than 20 lakh people could die.
According to this tweet by one of the world's top health experts, the COVID situation in China is rapidly worsening. After years of sudden lockdowns, mass testing, long quarantines and travel restrictions, China has announced just 7 fresh COVID deaths since it eased restrictions a fortnight ago. But there is now overwhelming evidence to suggest these numbers are vastly underreported. An independent projection by the British weekly newspaper The Economist has predicted 15 lakh plus deaths across China in the next few months, while top health expert Dr. Eric Ding says the number of deaths could be in millions. Officials at the emergency department of this hospital in southern China's Guangdong, that borders Hong Kong and Macau, describe a deluge of patients with COVID symptoms.
这个医务工作者其实真的每次都冲在一线，在广州饭餐，有个小朋友走的时候还很开心，他就说：“哎呀，到时候哥哥姐姐们去湖北玩呐。”当时还是很感谢的。只要大家其实一起齐心协力，其实这个很多事情还是会过去。
Similar scenes at this hospital in Shenyang, the capital of a province in northeast China.
都在坚持在自己的岗位上值班，这样的话也是保证了这个急诊医疗的顺利进行。
China, though, is pressing ahead with reopening the country. Its largest airline has resumed 21 international flights this month. At the international airport in Guangzhou, China's 5th most populous city, passengers are no longer required to present a PCR testing result or a health code. But officials and global health experts outside China are anxiously watching the COVID-19 surge, particularly worried about how it will hurt the global economy and possibly lead to new coronavirus variants of concern. Bureau Report, NDTV.
And China's GDP growth forecast has been cut to 2.7%. In fact, this slashing has happened from a forecast that was at around 4.3%. If true, it will be China's slowest GDP growth since 1962. World Bank has said the economic growth to recover, had anticipated the economic growth to recover to 4.3% in 2023. And ED has alleged that Telangana legislator and Chief Minister's daughter Kavita And Sharath Reddy and Magunta Srinivas Reddy, the YSRCP MP, the names that were part of the South Group, gave 100 crore rupees to Aam Aadmi Party. Joining me for more on this is my colleague Arvind Gunashekhar. Arvind, tell us the details of what has emerged.
Sneha, the Enforcement Directorate has filed a charge sheet in connection with this Delhi liquor policy money laundering case, wherein they have named almost 7 people as accused in this charge sheet. That also includes Abhishek Boinapalli, Samir Mahindra, Arun Pillai, and Vijay Nair, and 3 other people who have been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. But what is interesting here is that the Enforcement Directorate in its charge sheet has said that Kavita, the daughter of Chief Minister of Telangana, KCR, along with Magunta Srinivas Reddy, along with Sharath Reddy, all these 3 people were in fact the real people that were those controlling the South Group, which invested in the Indo Spirits company. If you could read the FIR, CBI's FIR in this case, the CBI has alleged that Indo Spirits is the company that was the company that benefited mostly out of this particular deal, and whereas the CBI also says that Aam Aadmi Party through Vijay Nair was allegedly paid over 100 crore as kickback by the South Group. So what the Enforcement Directorate is saying that Kavita, along with Magunta Srinivas Reddy and Sharath Reddy, all these 3 people allegedly gave almost 100 crore in advance as kickback to Vijay Nair in order to get benefit out of this Delhi liquor scam. So this is the first time the Enforcement Directorate in a charge sheet has named the role of Kavita, wherein the Enforcement Directorate is saying that Kavita held a majority stake in Indo Spirits through her close family friend, that is Arun Pillai, and that's where the agency, though she has not been named as an accused, but the agency is clearly indicating how the investigation will proceed in the coming days, wherein Kavita will be seen as a suspect because the CBI has already recorded a statement in connection with the same case.
Thank you, Arvind. This, of course, is likely to also snowball into a major political to and fro. Moving on, days after the Aam Aadmi Party ran a successful poll campaign for Delhi's civic body, the Lieutenant Governor has ordered that the party pay 97 crore rupees for state government advertisements that were allegedly used for the party's promotion. Instead, earlier this month, the Aam Aadmi Party, which holds power in the Delhi Assembly since 2015, ended the 15-year reign of the BJP in the Municipal Corporation of Delhi. And Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena has taken action on the advertisements because the AAP allegedly violated orders of the Supreme Court, Delhi High Court, besides the norms set by the court-mandated Committee on Content Regulation in Government Advertising. The Chief Secretary has been directed to recover 97 crore rupees spent from Delhi government funds. The Aam Aadmi Party has been alleging political vendetta by the Lieutenant Governor, who is appointed by the centre.
जब आप जनता के बीच में किसी चीज की अवेयरनेस फैला रहे हैं तो उसकी वैल्यू की तो कोई कीमत ही नहीं है। कीमत उस अवेयरनेस की है कि वो डेंगू से बचेंगे तो कितना पैसा बचेगा, कितने लोगों की जान बचेगी और सरकार का कितना सारा खर्चा बचेगा। जो लोग कोरोना से बचेंगे उससे कितना खर्चा बचेगा। जो लोग उस सस्ते बायोडिजेस्टर को इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो कितना पोल्यूशन बचेगा और कितने लोगों की सेहत बचेगी, वो है उसकी कीमत। वो कीमत नहीं है उसकी कि वो चीज कितने की आती है।
Welcome the order of the LG. Now, instead of playing the victimhood card, the Aam Aadmi Party must explain that why was Delhi's taxpayer money being used to promote itself in Punjab, in Gujarat, in Tamil Nadu, wherever they were wanting to fight elections. This shows the mindset of the Aam Aadmi Party and most
जब इन्होंने सरकारी पैसे का दुरुपयोग अपने व्यक्तिगत राजनीतिक पब्लिसिटी के लिए दिल्ली की जनता के लिए किया तो इनसे राजनीतिक पैसे के चार्जेस ही लिए जाने चाहिए। लिहाजा जब हम लोगों ने ये डिमांड करी उसके बाद में अब एलजी ने आदेश करे हैं, चीफ सेक्रेटरी को कहा है इसको जांच करने के लिए। चीफ सेक्रेटरी को भी हम लिखेंगे कि एक तो इनको शो कॉज नोटिस दिया जाए, जरूर दिया जाए और इनसे पूछा जाए और साथ में हम लोगों का जो पिटीशन के जजमेंट है, फाइनल जजमेंट है, उसको देख करके डिसीजन लिया जाए।
A huge row erupted in Parliament today as the ruling BJP demanded an apology for the Congress over the controversial comments by its chief Mallikarjun Kharge. Mr. Kharge made the comments yesterday while hitting back at the BJP for mocking Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra as Bharat Todo or Divide India. He has refused to apologize.
Take your seat. Take your seat. 135 करोड़ जनता हम पर हंस रही है. We are not children.
Rajya Sabha witnessed a ruckus yet again on Tuesday, with opposition members demanding discussion on Chinese incursion and Tawang clashes. While Treasury benches demanding an apology from Mallikarjun Kharge for his dog and mouse remarks. While addressing a rally in Rajasthan's Alwar, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge had said,
आपके घर में कोई देश के लिए कुत्ता तो मरा है? क्या कोई तो कुर्बानी दी है? नहीं, लेकिन फिर भी वो देशभक्त और हम कुछ भी बोलेंगे तो देशद्रोही. बाहर तो शेर के जैसा बात करते हैं, लेकिन उनका जो चलना है वो सिर्फ आप देखेंगे तो चूहे के जैसा है.
जिस प्रकार से खरगे जी ने अभद्र भाषा का प्रयोग किया और उनसे माफी की मांग करता हूं, उन्होंने माफी मांगनी चाहिए. सर, मुझे लगता है नेता प्रतिपक्ष को शायद इतिहास बहुत ज्यादा याद नहीं है. उनको ये याद नहीं है कैसे कांग्रेस की वजह से जम्मू कश्मीर का क्या हालत हुई. उनको ये याद नहीं है कैसे आज भी भारत की करके रखी है. उनको ये याद नहीं है उन्हीं के समय चाइना ने 38,000 किलोमीटर भारत की जमीन हड़प ली थी.
Today, Kharge, who is also the leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha, remained combative and refused to apologize.
जो आजादी के वक्त माफी मांगने वाले लोग और जो आजादी के लिए जो लड़े हैं उनको पूछ रहे हैं आप माफी मांगो. कांग्रेस पार्टी हमेशा देश को जोड़ने की बात करती है और इसके लिए सर एक मिनट सर, इसके लिए इंदिरा गांधी जी ने अपनी जान दी, राजीव गांधी जी ने अपना जान दिया.
However, despite the acrimony, this is the most productive session in the Parliament since 2020. 4 bills have been passed in both the houses so far, including New Delhi Arbitration Centre Bill and demand of grants.
And India is building up defence infrastructure for its troops. From Rafales to all-weather tunnel, India is now focusing on fortifying.
For long, Northeast India has been lagging behind when it comes to road infrastructure and connectivity. But now focus is on the Northeast, with China ramping up infrastructure along the border areas. And therefore, there are many big ticket projects in the pipeline to be completed soon, which will provide quick and easy deployment of troops along the border with China, particularly in states like Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. And one such big ticket project is the world's longest bi-lane tunnel, which is coming up at an altitude of 13,000 feet.
Soon, Indian troops can reach Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh using this all-weather tunnel. Work on this is being fast-tracked and it will be ready early next year. Just recently, the Air Force station in Hashimara in West Bengal received the last of the 18 of the 2nd Squadron of the Rafale aircraft with a traditional water cannon salute. The Rafale significantly boosts the capabilities of the Eastern Air Command, sharpening the offensive capabilities of the Air Force with their advanced weaponry, high-tech sensors, superior radar for detections and tracking of targets. The plan to keep the jets at Hashimara, however, were in place before the latest flare-up in the Tawang sector. Then there is the Sivok-Rangpur rail link, which is expected to be completed by next year. The 45-kilometer long railway line will help in faster movement of troops to areas like Nathula Pass and Doklam in Sikkim. The Arunachal Pradesh government also recently started construction work on the Trans-Arunachal Highway, a 1,703-kilometer two-lane highway from Tawang in the northwest to Kanubari at the other end of Arunachal Pradesh.
In one of those areas where there is a different perception on the LAC, the PLA patrol had transgressed, and this was contested very firmly and resolutely by our forces on ground, which led to some amount of physical violence, but I am happy to say that it was contained at the local level.
The Indian Army says they're prepared for any eventuality, even as China on the other side of the border is aggressively building roads and other infrastructure projects to facilitate troop movement. But if these projects on the Indian side that will improve connectivity and build infrastructure are completed soon, it will assist the military in emergency troop deployment if there is an act of aggression by China. With Ratnadeep Chaudhary in Guwahati, in Kolkata, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
Well, imagine getting kidnapped and then eventually coming out married. More on that after the break. Shocking case of brutality from Hyderabad. The mother of a 10-year-old child came to Habibnagar police station in Hyderabad complaining that a neighborhood shopkeeper had taken away her son to the terrace of his home, stripped him naked and beat him up after spraying chili powder. The 30-year-old general kirana store or general provision store owner has been detained and charged under multiple sections of the law. In fact, the video of the boy crying and pleading with his hands and legs tied up with a string, stripped naked and squatting on the terrace has now surfaced. Uma Sudhir has more. And moving on, twist to an incident where a woman was kidnapped. Well, hours after being kidnapped, and as you can see in this visual, she was actually returning with her father from a temple, and you can see she's being kidnapped and forced into a car. But it so happened that just hours after that, she has emerged happily married. Uma Sudhir has more. Right, and moving on, after hijab, it seems to be halal meat for BJP-led Karnataka, which is now a controversy. A bill that will ban halal meat certification will be introduced in the winter session in Karnataka. It's a private member bill. However, the Karnataka government says it is open to discussing it on the floor of the House. This BJP leader, a member of Karnataka's upper house behind the party's latest divisive gambit. He says he is planning a bill to ban halal certification in Karnataka, claiming without proof that halal meat and other items are being certified in Karnataka by unknown Muslim entities who are making crores, and that certification must be brought under government regulation. The move comes hard on the heels of another top BJP leader from the state earlier this year calling halal meat a form of economic jihad. The state government says they will decide whether they want to back the bill, even as the opposition stepped up its attack.
One of the member, or BJP member, is presenting the bill.
Okay.
But we will discuss.
Okay.
We will discuss.
Is there a need for that?
I don't know. Is the individual decision of the member.
People will halal BJP. We will take it up in the House. Let us see.
On what basis are you opposing?
Well, there is a constitutional provision. Everybody has got his own right to have his food.
With Srija in Bengaluru, Sneha Koshi for NDTV. And now, what seems to be a very horrific detail coming in and very unfortunate in 2022. The Taliban authorities on Tuesday have ordered an indefinite ban on university education for Afghan girls. This is a detail which has emerged in a letter by the Ministry of Higher Education of Afghanistan. The ban on higher education is coming just about 3 months after thousands of girls and women sat for the university entrance exam across the country, with many aspiring to choose engineering and medicine as future careers. A ban for university education on girls.